out here in Phoenix speaking at Johnson Consulting's conference. And let's talk about tracking. I love to track. You guys know I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I love to attribute every little thing. But from a lead gen point of view, when you're small, when you're just starting off, it's super easy to track. Because maybe all you did is, let's say, a direct mail piece, right? And so a direct response. So you're able to track where the lead came from, because that's the only ad you did. It's very, very easy to track the conversion. So maybe you did a direct response sales letter, you got 1% return, and that is super easy to track. And then slowly the business grew. Then you started maybe adding on, for example, Google Ads. And then it's easy to track because that's the only two things you're doing. Then as you get bigger, you add more lead sources. Maybe you start adding on newspaper, right? Maybe you start adding TV, right? Then it gets more muddled now, right? Maybe they saw you on TV, and then they saw you on newspaper, and then maybe they heard you on radio. Maybe they saw your social media ads, and then, right, those are intent-based branding ads. It's building up top of the mind awareness. Then, finally, let's say they're ready to use your services. They go on Google. They might type in funeral home near me, and then there's a brand familiarity with your funeral home. Then they click on the ad, or they saw it organically on Google. Then they called you. So how do you attribute this, right? Do you attribute, and typically when you ask them, how did you hear about me, or how did you heard about us? Most likely they will say, oh, I saw you on Yelp, for example. Whichever the closest to the journey, right, before they call you, that is typically the one they will say that's how they heard about you. But it's very, very hard to track. And I love tracking, by the way, right? But again, even for myself, it's getting harder and harder to track. We used to do a lot of direct mail pieces to business owners, and that's very easy to track. We have different offers, handbooks, guides, copy my book. That was super easy to track, and slowly we nurture them. And then, for example, then subsequently maybe they heard me through a vendor, through a joint venture, through a partner. Then there's a brand familiarity with us, or they saw us at a trade show, but again they heard about us, right? So the whole thing here is, as you get larger and larger, and that's actually great. That means marketing is working, right? That means you're doing multi-channel marketing, and that's the best, right? Basically they're seeing you everywhere. Right? That's what you want to do, is to bring those who aren't aware of your services, move them into awareness stage, move them into considering stage, right? And then close them, right? So that's why it's, unfortunately, as you get bigger and bigger, it's getting harder and harder to track. But right, we all do our best to track, but that's why sometimes it's getting harder and harder to track, but that also means you're doing it well.